It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. Dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
and backtrack. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Da 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 da. Oh my gosh. So as I was saying, we started drinking wine about 3 hours ago. I'm sorry. That's awkward. Well, so hi friends.
Next time, do the show and then drink the wine.
Well, we don't. We're not drinking wine anymore. I would never give away the What's in Prue's Cup game. I'm having a good time though. So about 3 hours ago, we started the listening party for one of my new albums. I think they noticed how silly I am. So, hello. There is a new face here who I don't think you've seen on the program before. This is my dear friend Sirena d'Arcadia, who she is a fairy, chaotic neutral, and Feywind songs and stories.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been performing together at the Carolina Renaissance Festival for many years. And Sirena, you have been performing way before that, like Peoria and a few other places.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I started performing in 2012.
Nice.
In modern era. I mean, I've been around since, 1183 or so.
Right. Yeah.
I figured I'd pop in human form just to not scare people.
Thank you. And be not afraid. So this is one of my besties whose backyard I camp in during the off season. And we just did my watch party, my listen party for Majestic and Savage, Songs of Nature, aka All That Is Gold Does Not Glitter.
And if you missed it, you missed out. So she's gonna be doing another one for Wanderlust.
Yeah.
Gonna be scheduling that soon. So you wanna be online for that one because it was super fun.
Yeah, it really was. So I can't remember if we were muted yet or not, but it was basically living my dreams of being a VH1 pop-up music video. Pop-up video. Do you guys remember? How old am I compared to you? Some of you are older than me, so you might get the reference. But that was always one of my favorite programs, like late 90s, early 2000s, when they would post music videos with pop-up video, and they'd have little info bubbles pop up about the making of the video or what happened, or so that's how I learned that.
That was back when they actually played music on music channels.
Yeah, how about that? We're that many years old, kids. And funny enough, we are actually only a month apart.
Yeah.
Ooh. First question. Who do you think is older between the two of us? And there is no wrong answer. We have no pride in this. So I'm going to check in on the comments and see who is all here. Quad Kevin, hi, happy Monday. London Fog, happy Monday to all, and happy album day to Pru. Thank you. And Dragonfly is here. Hello. I'm saving a purple album for you. So Sally says, tired but happy Monday. Our Hufflepuff is in. Hello. And Kara says, aloha. Yeah, I saw that you were disappointed that you missed the listening party, but like we're saying, I think we're going to do another one for Wanderlust. And I mean, honestly, if there's enough interest, we can schedule another listening party for Majestic and Savage. I have been listening to this music nonstop for 4 months now.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Because first, let's do hellos and then we'll tell stories. Chef Nutmeg says, glomp, hello. And then all of you were like, okay. Cara's like, this is worse than laryngitis. John Caro's shouting, unmute. It's the mime show. I hear nothing.
Neither one of us knows enough sign language for that.
No, not at all. All I know is
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Turtle.
Oh, yeah. But Quad Kevin said it looked great at least.
Okay, well.
We both have makeup on. Serena just did hers, and I didn't wash my face yesterday. So
that's the best way to wear makeup. You get to use it twice.
Right, exactly. And that's why this temporary tattoo is still on for the third week in a row, I think. I mean, but who scrubs yourself on the shoulder? Really? Who does that?
It also looks great because I was I don't ever remember getting that tattoo.
It's a little teeny tiny pride heart. And I'm like, clearly I do need more rainbows on me. Obviously, John Carl's like, it looked like fun. Evelyn's like, what did I just click in on? But then we got the lolly ho, y'all. Hey, and Kevin like, oh, it's the wine that explains it. So, but that is not the drink in Prue's cup. I would never lie about a thing like that.
No.
London Fox like, Prue, you're so silly. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am a silly girl. Evelyn's gonna go get her wine. Quiet Kevin says, hi, new face. And we got our happy comments. And and you are the changeling type. You look just like Nutmeg's college roomie. Apparently. You got one of those faces, I guess.
Well, like I actually the other day, within 5 minutes, I had 2 different people ask me if I was places that I absolutely wasn't, because people thought they saw me.
I love that. I've had a few people tell me I've got doppelgangers, and I'm like, I want to meet them because I want to see what you see. Because, like,
right.
I mean, I feel like my sense of self-perception is so weirdly skewed, and I think probably everyone feels this way.
Absolutely.
Because, like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like I always have to keep an eye on myself. Fun fact, if there's ever a mirror or a reflective surface anywhere that I am, I will usually subconsciously position myself in a place where I can see myself.
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep an eye on her. And but Sally was there for the watch party. A lot of you were there, and I'm so grateful. I know that 5:00 Eastern time on a Monday is probably an awkward time for a lot of you, especially my West Coasties. And I'm sorry about that. But like looking at the schedule, I wasn't able to do the watch party. The release was on Friday, and I wasn't able to do the watch party all weekend because I worked 38 and a half hours in 3 days. And that's not including the 4-hour round trip. Oh gosh. Oh, but Sir David Percival recovering from the Sparta, New Jersey Ren Fair. Did you get to watch with Sally? The listening party? I hope so. And if not, you know where to find my music. Oh gosh, Evelyn's pre-hurricane storm shopping. Evelyn's down in Louisiana. So
do we have a hurricane coming?
I don't know, but Evelyn seems to think so. Be safe, honey. And and Chef Nutmeg's like, I understood that reference. Yeah. That's because you know all the good stuff. And Evelyn's like, this is VH1 behind the music.
Yes.
You think you know, but you have no idea. That was the right show, right? I think that was the catchphrase for behind the music. VH1 behind the music. Oh, and London Fog's like, oh, suddenly feels very baby. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Evelyn says, last I checked is coming right to us. Oh, no. But John Carl's like, happy album day. Not to minimize your troubles, Evelyn, but you can listen to the album while you're hunkered in the fallout shelter. Okay. But she's not worried too bad, it looks like. Just worried about the rain and the wet ground. Oh, that's really what the worst part of it is. Like, especially at Renaissance festivals, like, usually we survive the storm okay. It's the aftermath of all the sodden ground that causes all the trouble and the cars getting stuck in the mud. And
do you remember the year that the Seagulls hired a helicopter to dry the parking lot out after a hurricane?
I heard about that. I don't remember getting to see or like witness. I wish someone had been there with a camera.
I just heard it.
Yeah.
But yes, we literally tried to dry the parking lot out with a helicopter.
Oh wow. Yeah, because that's what you do. You gotta try everything. Try everything, like Shakira said. So Kara's like, oh no, the guest star is a mimic. Okay, and hurricane fixings and roll initiative. Prue, you're our support bard.
Yeah.
It's true.
And that's the Reverend Tommy that turned my artwork into.
That's right. There's Reverend Tommy. Look, ever since I got these in, they have been on my emotional support drink. So in case you missed it, Rev Tommy has been an important part of the Prue story as it has currently come to. And he did a broadcast, was it 2 Thursdays ago, right before Labor Day? He took the Thursday night and he spent the evening making special Pru keychains for my new albums. So this is the first album. It is Majestic and Savage, and it's a two-sided, beautiful, sublimated. I still don't know anything. I don't know how people realize that they could do this, but it's amazing. And then this is Wanderlust, and but Jessica, I'm sorry, Serena. Sorry. Serena here, you heard nothing. Is the one who created the art. Chaotic Neutral here had the idea. Like I was like, well, I kind of want to feature my travel photos because I want to like manifest more travel for myself, first of all. And also it's really stinking awesome that I've gone overseas twice now for multiple weeks with nothing but a harp and a bag of CDs, and then busked my way around Europe on the strength of my music alone. I think that's really snazzy. I have amazing memories from it. So that is the artwork that Serena came up with to show off, like, that's what this is about. Like, and that's the logo that she came up with. Sorry, I'm like totally covering your face. Like, but there, now I'm covering both our faces. So anyway, like
Someday we're both doing that.
yeah. The amount that I squealed. And Rev Tommy's the one who put together these beautiful keychains that are up for sale on my Bandcamp site. Like that's where the music happens now, kids. It's not Radio Shack, it's not Suncoast Music, and it's not CD Baby because that folded during the pandemic. So it's Bandcamp now, folks. And that explains working with the sparkly ornaments at some cons. Yep, fairy. Yep. Oh gosh, Evelyn's got hand crank radio, flashlights, generator, etc. Yes, and bread, milk, and booze.
Well, yep.
Ooh, did you know a few years ago I learned my favorite French toast recipe is an Irish cream French toast, and all you do is you scramble your eggs and you add Irish cream until it's the right consistency, like Bailey's. And then you stick your bread in that, and then you fry it in the pan. And it's so good.
Okay, well, we're also going to try rum chata doing that.
Ooh, we should try rum chata. I bet that's amazing. That sounds so good.
I was out of milk a while ago, and was making pancakes for the changelings, who are both well underage at that time. But that's all I had was rum chata. So I made
and the
rum
alcohol
chata
cooks off anyway.
pancakes.
Yeah, I love that. That sounds amazing. So Sally says they have 2 more weekends at Sparta. And Hufflepuff says, how are y'all doing today? Well, other than, looks like Merlin's trying to be a part of the show. He's a giant black dog who is circling 3 times. And but I don't know how well you'll be able to see him, but he is a giant black doggo who
is now laying on my laptop.
Yeah, he likes to be part of the conversation. He also redecorates the house with annoying frequency. And Chef Network says, get thee to Boston, Prudence. I would like to go to Boston. It's a little out of my range right now, but I miss it there. I loved it there. And on the edge of your classic honk shoe, Mimi's cartoon snore all day. Oh, I guess Hufflepuff was getting in some good Z's. And recovering from COVID. Got it. Oh man, I hope you guys are all doing okay. And Cara's like, this is Sparta. Oh goodness, yeah. And London Fog says, hey, big boof.
Yeah,
he's a big boof. He's just right there.
Sentient dust mop.
Yep. He's a big black beautiful boy. So yeah, and we are indeed gonna play What's in Prue's Cup, because we found something interesting for me to put in my cup. So I'll post the instructions. So but instead of a song today, it's going to be an AMA. So I guess I could change the banner to say that. Just go with it, you guys. It's been a long weekend of a lot of talking, because like I said, 38 and a half hours of work in 3 days, but I got to do so in a bakery, our buddy's bakery, actually. because we work for the Charlotte Christmas Village every December.
We work for Santa Claus.
We work for Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Mhm.
Literally, the business owners of the Charlotte Christmas Village are Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So they're adorable and lovely, and give us gainful employment for our slow month. So, that's and they have the village bakery, so that we get to do. So yeah, I sold pretzels and churros and cinnamon rolls and cookies all weekend, and it was a lot of fun. And so now I just don't have much of a singing voice left, but fortunately I've got 2 new albums.
Yay! So we listened to Mystic and Savage. Like, what was the inspiration for?
So yeah, Majestic and Savage I conceived of pretty much as I was recording my last album, At Night's End, Songs of Rest and Remembering. That was my lullaby album after I produced my first 2 albums. And then I had 2 CDs, but people would always come to me and say, well, we want something that we can kind of sleep to, like that my little kid can like fall asleep to. They have trouble sleeping. So I was like, oh, well, I mean, of the first 2 albums, Journeys or All's Fair, Songs of Love and War, Journeys I felt had the most, like the least amount of ups and downs and flops, because like there's some really beautiful songs on All's Fair, but some of them are like a little martial in tempo and stuff. So so I produced At Night's End, made that my 3rd album because people kept asking me for a lullabies album. So I was like, okay, people, I've got all my lullabies in Irish, English, Scottish, German, Japanese, Spanish, Viking, etc. Google thinks I was talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Google. So, but at the same time, I really had a lot of songs of nature that I wanted to sing, that I wanted to put out there. So I started conceiving of Majestic and Savage and came up with the name of it because of the song Benedict Glen, which is a trad Scottish tune. I think it's Scottish. Oh gosh, I should do better about that. But
something went wrong. Try saying that again.
Google cancel.
If you want to use this again, just say, be my Spanish interpreter.
Google wants to be our Spanish interpreter. I need to stop saying
That's
her
my
name.
job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Sirena is fluent in Spanish. You want to prove it? You want to say something to our friends?
Hola, ¿qué pasa? Quiero que tengas buenas noches. Oh, and I started a lullaby album and I never finished it, but I had a Spanish one on there.
Aww. Yes. And let's see. I'm also, Rev Tommy's going to pass through Charlotte Airport Wednesday evening. And fairies and elves, they be kin. Yeah. And never make big changes when you've been drinking. Thanks, Quad Kevin. So does anyone have a question while Sarah and I chat a bit? Because I could just go on. Oh, Kevin listens to the lullabies most nights before bed. And works amazingly. You rarely get past the first song. It makes me feel so good. Well, wait until you hear a Majestic and Savage, similar energy. Like those of you who listened will like, I guess it's 80% soothing and nostalgic, and like 20% angry and savage. 80% majestic, 20% savage, which is a pretty good array for me. Because the second to last song is My Mother's Savage Daughter by Windrith. You must speak her name and you must sing it loud. The anthem of aggressive femininity or feminism. We get to do what we want in this world. My mother's child curses too loud and too often. My mother's child laughs too hard and too long. So, and London Fog's one of the ones that music doesn't lull you to sleep, but you can fall asleep to quiet conversation or calm narration. It takes all forms.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to sleep to?
Like if I really need to get to sleep, I will put on something that's like dark cinema. I don't know why, but Supernatural, Good Omens, all of that puts me immediately to sleep.
Oh, wow.
I don't. It's not boring. It's just that dark cinema
Yeah.
that just like puts me right to sleep. But otherwise, like if I'm not like trying hard to get to sleep, it's just the white noise,
Yeah.
the ocean or the fire crackling or something.
Yeah. Oh, I love I love like that combination of fire crackling and rainfall. And like there's some channels that they'll do like fire crackling and like old music playing in the next room or something is the vibe. It's pretty good. For a long time though, I fell asleep to the Nightwish album, Imaginarium orchestral version,
Yeah.
which Lily Bragg, my duetting partner for the Voices of Virtue, who appeared on several tracks on both of my new albums as well, all of my albums except for Journeys. Because Journeys, I was like, no, I want to play exactly what they hear at the fair. That was my aesthetic at the time, and I'm like, that's okay. That was a choice, and now I can do more interesting things because I have more musician friends, and but yeah, Lily Bragg thought it was the weirdest thing ever because it's like kind of creepy because it starts off with a clock being wound. It sounds like it's or a device being a wind up toy being wound up or something. And anyone who watches any Doctor Who and saw that episode with Madame de Pompadour might not find that to be such a restful sound to start off your sleep album with. But it was pretty good. Yeah, but I've been thinking of Majestic and Savage and collecting songs of nature. And then come April, I asked Jim Hancock himself, the original burly minstrel, if he would record me, and he was like, sure, yeah, like, just start coming by and we'll start recording you. And then while I was looking at my song list trying to finalize it, I realized that there were 34 songs that I wanted to record. And I was like, oh no, I can't keep all of them, but oh no, but I really want to. So that is why all of a sudden I split them up into 2 albums, and I split half of them off into Majestic and Savage and the other half into Wanderlust, because I'm really diving deep into that part of my personality where like there's especially in the last couple of years, there's been some issues that have happened in my life where I've had to make the choice between staying on the road or trying to settle in and settle down. And for what it's cost me, I keep choosing the road because I can't bear the thought of not traveling and being out there and being at the fairs and so that makes certain, certain desires and certain relationships and stuff more difficult, but it calls me. So does anyone have any questions? So most of you are actually on the listening party today. So
Well, speaking of traveling, we're doing some traveling this weekend.
that's right. We're going to go. So I convinced Serena to take a couple of days away from her kids and do part of the road trip up to the Maryland Renaissance Festival with me. And we're going to stop in Washington, D.C. for a couple of days.
Yeah. I've never been. So
I'm so excited because it's been, I think the last time I was there was in 2011. And that was on an awkward family trip, including my mother's boyfriend, who she stopped dating a few months after that. So that was a trying time, actually. But I love it. I love the mall. I love the Smithsonian and all of the monuments along that line, pointing at the Capitol. And Jessica's not sure if she. Sorry.
yeah.
All right. What's my punishment every time I
Take a drink?
Take a drink. That'll help. All right. Oh gosh. My friend here, the fairy, is unsure as to whether or not we should try to go visit the White House. And I can't remember, like, I don't know what the rules are anyway about visiting it, or if it costs any money or anything. So if you guys have any suggestions about
Shots.
Reptile was like, shots. The unnameable she who shall not be named, because I can't seem to get my act together. I'm pretty sure probably like at least half of these people know my real name anyways. Lord knows that Jenkins of the Rambling Sailors shouted at me enough on fair sides. You just have to kind of choose your battles. Like I try to take it pretty seriously and call everybody by their character names when I can remember them. But some people just don't. It's not really a big part of their.
No, that is not their life.
See, because I came into Renaissance festivals because I love the performance aspect, the historical reenactment, the costuming. I made all my own costumes, and so I take like the reenactment and the creative anachronism. Well, not as seriously as I used to, but I used to take it pretty seriously. And I guess I've relaxed my standards quite a bit, but still, like, it's hard to break me out of character when we're front stage. And I'm pretty proud of that fact, especially given that so many of the national acts, they don't really do that. They don't really do characters. They don't really do like the anachronism thing. They're just like, no, we're acrobats. That's why we're here. So just shut up and let us acrobat at you.
To be fair, wandering around the human world's more of a costume for me than
right. Well, and that brings us to when I was undergoing my cast training at my first fair at the Georgia Renaissance Festival. They told us something that really stuck with me, that when you're doing deep improv, like deep cover, when you're doing improv, that is this like long days, interactive, in the round, surrounded and immersive improv like this, it is better to consider that instead of putting the character on over your real self, that what you're really doing is pulling your day-to-day self away and revealing the character within. And I don't know how many of you like, the metaphors of that sort, like that kind of figurative language, but that really, Tommy says, was that a banana? You don't know this yet, but we have banana assassins.
Oh.
And, as part of our channel lore. So they show up and try to kill people sometimes in the games. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
yeah. Actually, I wonder if I can play around in. Oh, and Nutmeg's like, clearly the real name is Folly. Folly there, Prudence. And let me see if I can find some of the banana animation. Let's see. Oh, there's one. So watch out. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh, there's the banana assassin. Oh, no. Was that a banana?
Well, I just thought we were trying to measure something.
Oh,
You know, like Americans will use anything but the metric system.
Right. I knew you'd think that.
Banana for scale.
London Fog is going through a tunnel now, I guess. Secret tunnel. So yeah, this is becoming a very stream of consciousness thing. And yeah, because the one question that I've seen was that a banana? Oh, and Quad Kevin, they have stifled the link that I think you probably just tried to send. So so yeah, PM me, buddy. I would love to see more. Okay, Kara says, quick, say something awesome.
Awesome.
Something awesome. Woo, that was we did it.
Yeah, go us. We're so good at this.
So yeah, we're gonna spend a few days in DC and yeah, go and visit some of the Smithsonian museums and have a good old time over there.
Do you want to tell them like what the inspiration for DC is?
For DC, because you're gonna go see a guy?
No, I was talking about what the heck we've been doing for the past couple couple weeks. Peru.
I mean, I'm also not wrong about that.
Well, okay.
Porque no los dos. But also, the fairy here has finally started watching one of my favorite shows of all times, and that is Bones, the one about the forensic anthropologist who solves crimes with David Boreanaz. So, Emily Deschanel, David Boreanaz, T.J. Thine, and some other names as well. So I don't actually know any of their names, but I love them so much as their characters in Bones.
Michelina, something or other.
Michaela, something or Coughlin.
Coughlin, yeah.
Yeah. I don't pay attention to stuff.
No.
We've got a question. All right. So Chef Nutmeg has asked, favorite songs on each album. You know that they're my children, right?
Right.
They're all my favorites. So let me think about that. I'm very proud of the albums and the orders. Like I work long and hard to arrange them in each song, like in a good flow. So Majestic and Savage opens with an instrumental tune, opens with a solo harp on a tune called Koger Ruin, which I first learned performed by Deanta. And I'm really proud of that opening because I think it really sets the mood. And not only that, lately, as I've been performing at fairs, I've been coming up with more pairings so that I'm not necessarily interrupting myself in between each song as I perform. So that it's not just a song and what do you want to hear? Love, hate, myths, monsters, food, drink, homecoming, farewell, mourning, death, war, peace, songs of nature, songs of nostalgia, dance tunes, sea shanties, or a lullaby. So Koger Ruin is in A minor and segues beautifully. Well, Koger Ruin is in C, but ends on A minor, which segues beautifully into Under a Violet Moon, which is the second track on Majestic and Savage, which is a beautiful, like kind of a spooky song, like kind of a embrace the possibilities. Like it's a feeling the crunch of the leaves under your feet and seeing the moon between the slivers of the silhouetted trees and feeling all the possibilities. And so I'm really proud of the way that opens. But to bring this to a more emotional point, favorite songs on each album, something that ends up being really meaningful is I have dedicated one song in each album to our fallen bard, Eddie Jeff Cahill, who we lost in October of last year. And we lost him on a Sunday night after a fair day, and about a half dozen of his musician friends were there in the room with him while he took his final breaths. And we sang every song that he made us think of and told jokes and stories about him. And we had our own kind of private celebration of his life while he was there so that he could hear us joyously remembering him.
I mean, I just want to point out that they asked a polyamorous pansexual to make a choice. Y'all, do you know her?
That is true. My whole thing is I can't make choices, which is why my answer to this simple question has been about 500 words already. But the songs that are dedicated to Eddie Jeff, the one of them we just heard tonight was Wild Mountain Time, which was a love note to him. That I actually, most of those same people who were in the room wound up being in this song. So Terry Foy, his best friend of over 40 years, plays the mandolin on it. Sarah Mullen on the harp. Both of the Rambling Sailors sang, and Jenkins of the Rambling Sailors played his concertina. Me and Jim Hancock himself, and then Declan of the Reelin' Rogues also sang and played a beautiful, lovely bagpipe called a Himmelchen for the piece. Thank you. So we played Wild Mountain Time for him on Majestic and Savage. And then on Wanderlust, there's another tune that Eddie Jeff taught me. It's called Midnight on the Water. And so that I will think of him every time I ever play that. So I got Sarah and Terry Foy on their harp and mandolin to play that tune as well on the next album. So thank you, Chef Nutmeg. Now you can ask a yes or no question about the drink. Yes. And so Chef Nutmeg says, yeah, but some are like, this is my prime range and it makes my own toes curl when I say them. Well, Caledonia is one of my very favorite songs of all time to sing. It really, like, as far as songs that are so perfectly in my range, it is exquisite. Chef's kiss.
And if you missed the live stream, you missed Pru saying, I wish the song wasn't so high.
No,
which
that
Pru
was
says not that song, but a different song, which Pru has never ever said before in her entire life.
It's true.
Pru's more like, can we make this higher?
That's that's the song The Mist Covered Mountains of Home. I played in A minor and it is I have to be like very well warmed up and it's got to be like an open a noisy fair day because that is on the upperest part of my register. So, but that being said, I usually intentionally pitch my songs high because fairs are so loud that the only way for me to be heard and the healthiest way for me to sing loudly is in my stratosphere register. But I feel very self-conscious when I sing The Mist Covered Mountains of Home because it is so high pitched and like that means I'm very exposed. So good question, Chef Nutmeg. And Evelyn, see you soon. Sorry. And Cara says, yes, we just lost James Earl Jones. So pour one out for absent friends, which is a line in Merry Meet, which is on my next album, on Wanderlust. And and Nutmeg says, if Nutmeg gives me crap, it's okay because Nutmeg bribed me with maple bacon donuts.
Well, I bribe her with shepherd's pie and quiche.
I just ate the last of the shepherd's pie and it was so good. It was amazing. Oh, and Quad Kevin says apparently at Maryland Ren Fair they sing Wild Mountain Time a lot, so it's gonna be. Oh, and he was listening, so he loved my rendition. And Nutmeg, it is alcoholic. Ask another question. The alcoholic is a given. Okay. All right, and and Nutmeg had already PM'd me about like that. Nutmeg logged into the live stream. We saw her, and then your work schedule caught up with you, and you ended up taking a nap.
Oh,
but apparently my album works just fine as a lullaby album, so that works out. Oh yeah, and Cara Chapel brought me some amazing sourdough bread and cookies. So yes, please.
Pru is very food motivated.
It's true. Like I will never turn down food. Working in a bakery was fabulous. Because like if I ever like fumbled a pretzel and it fell on the table, I'd be like, ooh, setting aside this employee pretzel now.
You remember that night I was like, hey, I need a trash goblin.
Gotcha, right here. Yeah, I've always been the human garbage disposal or a fairy garbage disposal, as it turns out, because my first Ren Fair was 2006 as a fairy at the Georgia Renaissance Festival, and where I worked with two women who became some of my very best friends, or shall I say BFFs, my best fairy friends, best fairy friends forever. And both of them eat like birds. And we, at the time, got employee meals, which I don't know if any fair does that anymore, but I thought it was great. But there was a lot that, like one of them had allergies and one of them had like food restrictions due to religion and because she was a vegetarian. So I ended up being the fairy garbage disposal a lot. And I'm proud of that fact. All right. Nutmeg says, does it have 3 or more ingredients? Oh, no, it does not. Good question, Nutmeg. And Evelyn's like, oh, well, we know her weakness. That's true. Yep. Trash panda, raccoon. Ooh. It's trash can,
And
not trash cannot. And London Fog says, "Oh, the odds of me being able to actually give Prue physical bribes is always low, but never zero." Fantastic.
Well, tell Prue where you are so she can come see you. Which fair should she?
That's true. I don't know where London Fog is based out of. Most of the others, I know where I'm going to see them for the most part. But yeah, London Fog, I never have found out actually where you're based out of or what Renaissance festivals you go to. Are you actually in London in the UK, or do we know each other?
Yeah.
That's always the fun part too, because I've got the Swiss cheese memory. So I'm like, if you told me your username once, like years ago, and then you start showing up, and I'm like, you seem nice. Let's be friends. And you're like, well, we already are though. Oh, or ORF, is that Oregon or Ohio?
Ohio, I believe.
You think so? Because there's one of each. And Tommy just hit the combination rainbow colored food. I actually created rainbow colored food in our bakery for our Pride Festival that we did.
It was pretty
weeks
stinking
ago.
awesome.
It was great. Like, because I keep saying, listen, I don't know what your algorithm shows you, but I have watched enough cake decorating videos on my feeds that I see like fun icing hacks all the time. And so we serve our churros with a little cup of icing sauce. And so we do vanilla icing, vanilla royal icing. And so I was like, I want to try making rainbow icing for Pride. And so I did the food coloring thing. And so the first time I did it, I actually used colored icing, but I didn't use nearly enough. So it was very subtle, which is not my life. No. So the second batch that I made, I piled the food coloring in there. Like, which if you heard me, like the first batch, like I said, it was colored icing that I put inside the bag. If I had put that much or less of the food coloring, it would have been great, but it was icing. So it wasn't going to mix. It was just going to kind of sit there. But then I like quadrupled the amount of food coloring that I put in. So it ended up being very pigmented, but I ended up doing like all these little swirls. And then I told people, hey, it's an icing cup full of little tiny rainbows, because that's what it looked like. It was so pretty. And yeah, it worked out great. So rainbow colored food is absolutely, I had a rainbow bagel once in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. I've seen those.
And it matched my hair at the time. And it was the best day ever.
I can only imagine.
Plus, it was like the only real New York bagel that I've ever had outside of New York. Yeah, it was amazing. It was so great. I got to go back to that place. So
rug cleaning videos.
Oh, rainbow drinks. Rug cleaning videos? Oh, actually,
that's what's been on my algorithm.
I see a few of those every once in a while too.
There was this really cool like unicorn. It was a white unicorn with pink hair, and it came in like covered in mud, and like they got that thing spotless. And I'm like,
that's so satisfying. And I also love like mass production videos, like where they're like use those machines that like bend the metal and stuff. And I love those.
The silicone mixing.
The silicone mixing.
What
oh my gosh.
Is it gonna be?
Why is that so satisfying? I just want to grab a handful of it. I just want to know what that texture is like, because is it super hot or something, or oh gosh, or is it just getting squished that much? I think so. So, all right. So London Fog's over in the West Coast. So I suspect Oregon. Oregon. I was right.
Okay.
Take a drink of your drink. And Chef Nutmeg's going to work on rainbow fudge. I will accept pan flag fudge if the rainbow is too difficult. So if you can at least get blue, yellow, and pink in there, then they all like swirl nicely. So just saying. And Rev Tommy, yeah, we still haven't actually physically crossed paths. Like we just know each other basically because of Nat 21, I think. So you're pretty cool. Oh, am I drinking Prue's Power Punch again? No, not tonight. That's pretty good stuff. I'm not gonna forget how to make that. It's pretty good. Did I actually tell you what the recipe was? I can't remember. I think you guys ended up guessing what it was, but so yeah. So isn't he What else do we want to talk about? Does that count as a question? All right. Because if you ask me a question, especially if you ask me a question about the albums that I produced or why I live this crazy life the way that I do, then you get to ask a yes or no question about the drink and see if you guys can figure out what I'm drinking. Right now, we've only had one question, and it is not a mixture of things.
Nope. It's
Yeah.
just one thing.
Just
I
one thing.
saw her. I
Yeah.
saw her do it. I'm keeping her honest.
Oh, London Fog doesn't guess, so you have no idea. That's all right. Well, just as a reminder, so when you do play What's in Prue's Cup and when you do have a winning guess, for your first prize, you get a 30% discount to my Bandcamp shop. And that's everything, both digital downloads and physical merch. And then for subsequent wins, you get free downloads of my albums. So you get either an album or a single for free. So it's pretty nice. And I got these 2 new albums. I don't know if you heard, but
Newsflash. You've been keeping that kind of quiet around here.
it's my subtlety. I like to stay inconspicuous. And Rev Tommy says, I'll only be an hour and a half away when you head north. Well, you should come out to the Maryland Renaissance Fest. Are you working or something? Are you at New York or where are you at? Where are you going to be for the next few weekends? But yeah, I'm really excited about going to DC. The last time I was there, actually, we were there for the 4th of July. So it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. Like for the most, well, it was wild on the day. Otherwise, it was just a normal amount of like tourism chaos in DC. I think like we wandered around the Monument Row, sat around the Smithsonian and Mall area. So, like the whole Monument, George W. Bush, like World War II Memorial, then the Reflecting Pool and the Vietnamese Memorial and the Korean Memorial, and then Lincoln. And Rev Tommy is going to be at Parf. Lovely.
And we decided so far we have one goal.
Yeah. What's that?
No, like
In DC.
In DC.
I've already forgotten. Oh yes, the Holocaust Museum.
Well, no, I meant the other thing.
There's another thing.
At the Reflecting Pool.
We're going to go moon the White House. Oh, yes. We're going to eat Taco Bell by the Reflecting Pool. Yeah. And if it's not too full of goose poop, then we'll put our feet in. We'll reenact the scene from Forrest Gump. Captain America ran right here. Yes. And that will be a great day because you best believe
your girls like some Taco Bell.
Love some Taco Bell. Listen, forget the fudge cookies and bread. Just bring me chalupas from Taco Bell. No cilantro.
No cilantro, wild cherry Pepsi, or wine if you're gonna.
Might as well. Yeah, bring me a flask and just keep it on the down low because it's very illegal. And I love this. Chef Nutmeg says, "You're as subtle as a pan-galactic gargle blaster." That's the drink created by that Hoopy Fruit. I've been drinking, you guys. What's his name? Zarkin Fruit? No, wait, that's one of our watchers. Gosh darn it, the president of the Hitchhiker's Guide. What's his name, guys? Zelfin People Rocks. Thank you, Cara.
Of course it is. Why didn't that just roll right off your tongue?
I've been a fan of the Hitchhiker's Guide for like 30 years. I can't believe I couldn't think of it. Oh, man. Zelfin People Rocks. It's delightful.
Victoria Lemon Fong, she wants to go to NOLA. Like, yes. When are we doing that again?
NOLA. Well, so that is the location of one of the destinations, D&D. And I will be there actually between the final 2 weekends of CRF. I'm gonna fly down to be the emotional support bard for our gamers because they need me. And then so you wanna come?
Yeah. We shall see.
It's it would be crazy. But yeah, the NOLA that is a fun trip. We had so much fun. Like we went on a riverboat cruise, like a catered riverboat cruise.
Oh.
It was very nice. And did a cemeteries tour, and
Was that cool?
it was so cool.
Because remember, like, so
yeah.
Prue and I have spent like about 24 hours in NOLA together, but like
Yeah.
not consecutively. And
it was weird. We popped in there to and from going to Kerrville, Texas for the short-lived Wild West Victorian Fest in, what was that, 2017?
Yeah.
I think that was 2017
Mhm.
when I was Queen Victoria, and she was did I say her name again?
No, you didn't.
I didn't? Okay.
Nope. Princess Marie Amelie,
Yes. My
Duchess of Button,
faithful lady in
something?
waiting.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
And I don't remember like my children's names, but one of my besties who I know from the Scarborough Fair was my husband, Prince Albert. And he was beautiful. Like he shaved his face
Yes.
with like the weird little like side like he was beautiful. He did so good in his costuming, like, and then we waltzed and we we laughed.
we had tea. And Queen Victoria was like, salmon, this is exotic.
It was amazing. It was so good. And it's just so sad that the weather was horrible. So for a 3-day weekend, only about like 300 people came out, I think.
Oh, and we did a seance too.
We did a seance. It was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about like the patrons, but we had an amazing
We sure did. It
experience
was
there.
great. But like, yeah, it was a very ambitious little fair that like I don't think anybody made any money. And so they were like, oops, we can't do that again. So Nutmeg is asking if I have the soap gene.
Yes. She
Sadly,
very
I
much
do.
does.
Yeah, someday I'll tell you my cilantro origin story. Thank you, everyone. Beeblebrox, Beeblebrox, Beeblebrox. Hey, has anyone seen the new Beetlejuice movie?
Oh.
It's like a lemon wrapped around a gold brick to the brain. That's a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. You know, I'm sure somebody's come up with a recipe. And Quad Kevin says, we can't wait to have you. It's going to be so fun. Yeah. And London Fog says, if NOLA D&D is happening next year, I'm going and I'm bringing my dad. So help me. You're going to have so much fun. Oh, Kevin was hungover on the riverboat. And they served some rich food. That was good. It's like they had shrimp and grits, among other things. So that's a tough time for a hangover. Listen, I sing you lullabies for a reason, Kevin. So you go get some sleep so we can have adventures together. And yeah, Sally was there and enjoyed the cemeteries too. And Kevin's like, oh, you know the waltz? I mean, I can dance in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Now you're reminding me of the what's the one that Rambling Waltz of the Wallflowers.
Oh, the Waltz of the Wallflowers. So if y'all don't know the Rambling Sailors, you absolutely should, because you will love them. If you like me, then you will extra love the Rambling Sailors. And they sing one of the songs. Gosh, it wasn't Trout Fishing in America that did that song, was it? It was one of those really cool bands. Anyway, but I think you can find Waltz of the Wallflowers on the Rambling Sailors Spotify. And if you can't, you can find YouTube videos of them singing it. And they are adorable. Husband and wife couple who sing and play beautifully together. He plays concertina and guitar for the most part. And she plays guitar and bowron. And they sing so beautifully together, and great harmonies and great.
Well, and I love the ones like the Waltz and the Wallflower and the Waterwilly Gang.
Waterwilly Gang. Ugh, I love that one. That was my first favorite of their songs. Like, yeah, they're so cute. They get to sing all those couple songs. It's fabulous. Oh, Evelyn went to NOLA when she was 21. Meet some old gamer friends, and you found the pictures. Oh, that's great.
Aww.
Oh, Quad Kevin saw Beetlejuice yesterday. Nice. How'd you like it? And oh no, Nutmeg says Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster must have Malort in it.
Oh,
I haven't. So Nutmeg tried to make me try Malort when I saw her at Gen Con, And at the time I was so exhausted because that's another one of those like I work at these conventions. I don't just attend. I'm also a worker. And I was just so exhausted and like overwhelmed by the whole thing. Like I was like, I'm great in the shop. And then when the day is over, I just need to put myself to bed. That's about all I can handle. So I did not have the guts to try Malort.
I've not heard amazing things about it.
And Cedratine. I don't know what Cedratine is.
Oh, it doesn't sound delicious.
Yeah, Chef Nutmeg says depends on how brave the bard is. I did not meet my will save that night. And but you would have tried it with me. Oh yeah, we'll do it in the future. I bet it'll be great. And Cara
because if there's
posted
one
a
thing you like doing,
recipe.
it's trying things that people are like, ew, gross.
I do like trying new things.
Because like our friend the other day that Mythical Genetics, if you've never our friends own Mythical Genetics, which is they do 3D printing and stuff like that.
Yep.
And he posted these Cheerios that are like veggie Cheerios.
Yeah.
But they're like fruit flavored. So like we had strawberry apple.
I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
But I think he had posted the blueberry banana and he's like, ew, this is disgusting. And I was like, Prue, I got our new thing we're trying.
Why
So
would that be disgusting? That sounds amazing.
And it was.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
We're gonna get some more.
We didn't get to try the blueberry banana though.
Her kids already ate it all. As far as we can tell anyway.
Yeah.
We have not had confirmation on that. Besides the kids or the dog. There is pretty equal odds on that around here.
Well, but the boy child is a cereal monster, so
Yeah. Oh, me too though. I would
Yeah.
eat like cereal's one of those foods that I could probably eat for every meal for 3 weeks and I'd be fine. You
Mhm.
know? Same with like macaroni.
same
and
cereal,
cheese.
or would it have to be a different cereal?
I mean, it'd be neat to mix it up with different cereal, but if it was going to be the same cereal every single day, I don't know. I think I've literally done that with honeycomb before.
Honeycombs, okay.
Yeah, or like, and if I have some planning going into it, then I'll probably choose like the Special K fruit and yogurt variety, or like a muesli or something, so that like I know that I'm getting at least a variety of nutrition.
Yeah.
Because that's a long time to go without vegetables.
Mhm.
But
But now you can eat Cheerios and get your veggies.
now you can get your veggies and Cheerios. That's what we want in this day and age, a one-stop cereal.
Now you need to get sponsored by Cheerios.
Hey, Cheerios, it's the one. It's a thing. So Kevin reported back. Apparently, he enjoyed Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Yay! I do love that we're in this age of follow-up sequels that are like 30 years older.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think that's cool, especially because we also are in an age of like providing fan service, which I love.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know why so many people hate fan service or think it's like, I don't know, contrived or manipulative or something. Like, I'm the fan. Serve me, buddy. Like, why is that a bad thing? Yes, I want you to give me the private jokes or like the well-known behind the scenes reference or whatever. Like, yeah, like tell me more about, give me more of the lore or the history or behind the scenes or whatever. Like, I want to know. I want to feel like I'm a part of something.
Well, that or like when you're watching a show and something is just always happening. Like, don't you want that episode where like nothing happens? The couple gets to be happy together and the friends get to
Yeah.
like go do things and
Oh
not
my
have
gosh.
a monster interrupt or what. Like, can we get that like
Yeah.
at least once a season where the main characters don't have anything bad happen? They just get to exist.
They just get to live their little lives and interact with people and like nothing terrible happens. Yeah.
Like
we need more
just
shows
once
like
a
that.
season.
Ooh, Great British Baking Show.
No, that and the other weird show that like gives me that same feeling.
What's that?
Beastmaster.
Really? Never seen it actually.
It's this like they have the beast, which is this big giant like athletic with different obstacles and stuff like that.
Okay.
And there's different countries represented,
Okay.
and each country has their own announcers that are announcing like in their native language or like for their contestants.
Okay.
And like the announcers all like get in each other's like spaces, and the athletes like cheer each other on, and like it just gives me that same Great British Baking Show feeling. But it's like a competition athletic thing.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I get a little bit of that vibe from like, you don't get a lot of like bad vibes from American Ninja Warrior or whatever. Like athletics, unless it's like a competitive sport, I suppose, you like that type of competition. I guess there's not really any purpose to trash talking your competition. It's like, it's pure skills. Like whoever's got the skills has got the skills. That's just what it is. There's no sabotaging and no whatever.
Although, did you watch the American Gladiators documentary?
No. I used to watch American Gladiators.
Did you know there's an American Gladiators documentary?
I did not.
Let me tell you, I watched it and it is a hot mess behind the scenes.
Wow.
Like, I did not realize everything that was going on.
I am not at all surprised. Not one single bit of me is surprised that there's drama behind that show, because that was like when you've got people like, I can't remember all their crazy names, like Blaze,
Storm, and
yeah,
Nitro.
Like, their names were like heckin' X-Men. So yeah, what was I?
Diamond.
Oh man. There was somebody who I talked to the other day who said that there was a documentary about a thing that I love, but I can't remember what it was. So cool story, right? All right, let's catch up on the chat. So, oh yeah, so Chef Nutmeg would totally try the cereals. And and London Fog says Cedratine, for the record, is a lemon liqueur about as strong as whiskey. It originates, as far as you know, on the Barbary Coast. Very cool. And we goblin snagging snacks. Oh yeah. Cereal, the little heathen's favorite snack. Yeah. And peanut butter crunch is healthy, right? It's got peanut butter,
of course.
It's got some, And did I belch? Because Evelyn usually gives me a +5. I don't even notice sometimes. And a different Beastmaster. Like, yeah, I was thinking like it was a He-Man reference or something. But Evelyn wants to know, is it the one with the ferrets?
I don't remember any,
but I would like to know more about that too.
But there were also like Indio was represented in there too. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense why you're so interested in what they have to say. Yeah.
I didn't understand enough of the Hindi. In fact, I hadn't even started learning Hindi yet, but like still.
Right. So so to wrap up, I've got 2 new albums. And this is my artist, and that's my artist too. Let's see. Let me do the math on. Let's see. It's not mirror imaged, so that means the chat box is over here. So you can find my other artist, Rev Tommy, in their chat, and you can scope out my. I usually have all my links open, but I didn't even bother today because I'm like, I'm not going to do any singing. So I'll just type into the chat, Lady Pru and Bandcamp.com new albums. And because how does next Friday work for y'all as far as doing a listening party for Wanderlust? Because as excited as I was about doing a listening party for Majestic and Savage tonight, and it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of beautiful music on there. I'm super duper excited about the listening party for Wanderlust, not the least of which reason is because you will recognize the song. You'll probably recognize a lot of songs because most of you have been fans for a while. But the Nat 21 theme song, Further Down the Road, is one of the songs, is the second song on the album. So I'm really, really thrilled about that. And the couple of the songs on there, I've added my own verses to, namely the Rambling Rover, that classic from Silly Wizard / Andy M. Stewart. They had a sober man and plenty, drunkards barely sweaty, men of over 90 who never once kissed a girl, but for me a rambling rover, Freya me down to Dover, we'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. So I'm super duper excited about like so many songs in the album, because so many of them are like my wandering, my heart songs for throwing myself out into the world and doing the thing. And
Yeah, if y'all have never been around Prue when she's walking, it's constant singing.
yeah.
Whether she's or Ren Fair, or like if we go caroling, then it's
Here we go, a
wassailing
wassailing along the leaves so green. Here we go, a wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you
Wassel too.
the wassail too. So I have two different versions of singing. I'm like, ooh, is it your wassail or is it Glad Christmas? Your wassail too, and God bless you and send you a happy new year, and God send you a happy new year. So yeah, it's a thing.
Mhm.
It's my calling. So I sing a lot of songs about how much I love wandering and how much I love lust.
And alcohol. Speaking of, did you ever tell them what was your cup?
No, they don't get the reveal unless somebody guesses it correctly. So that's why I keep pushing. I'll be like, hey, ask me a question so that you can ask me a question about the drink. Because that's how it works. Like usually they're supposed to request a song, like it's scrolling on the screen right now. You request a song. When I play your song, you get to ask a yes or no question about the drink. And then at the end of the program, you get to make 3 guesses by private message on Twitch in order to figure out what the drink is. And if you guess correctly, then you're a winner. And then you get like the perks of, being a winner. So... And Nutmeg's like, yeah, we asked a few, but we got distracted by the chatting. I mean,
Yeah.
that's cool too. Oh, and London Fox says, now Prue has cemented herself as my favorite walking companion on many occasions. I have walked with a friend who has commented once we get backstage that it's just like walking with a Disney princess. And I will bear that in my heart until I die. Oh my goodness. And Nutmeg wants to tell me about the NPC she suggested for the living campaign you run at Gen Con. Well, that always sounds fun. Oh yeah. And Evan's like, yeah, Chad always goes off topic. And that's a great thing, because that means that you're like community building.
Right.
That's
like
totally what we're here for. So I'm so
Prue
about it.
doesn't do well scripted anyway.
Yeah, actually that is the truth.
Right.
Oh man, like I'm a character actress. I do what I do really well. Like when I'm Prudence, or actually I've never even told you why I have this beautiful picture of me as a fairy, is because my first job at Renaissance festivals, at the Georgia Renaissance Festival, was as Tara the Fairy. Tara the Earth Fairy, the fairy of the earth, bringer of spring, purveyor of all things green and growing, queen seamstress, food finisher, and head bee charmer, and the mistress of revels to her luminescence, Gloriana, queen of the fairies. I come by it honest. So, and this particular day, the day of this particular photo shoot, was the day that I was part of the newest book by Primrose the Fairy. And it was and Primrose and the Bewildering Bubble Blender. And so it was a day when Primrose got a bunch of her fairy friends. Like, gosh, there were probably 4 dozen of us out there. Fairies and mermaids and goblins and mushroom people. And and it was utterly delightful. And we did a scene from her book. And the book is all about what it comes down to is that Primrose is going to host a tea party, but then she starts getting really nervous about everything and like overthinking things, and like and essentially like she kind of has a panic attack, but then she reminds herself that she has a tool for helping to calm herself from a panic attack. And then she goes through the grounding exercise of the counting down from 5 to 1 and going through all your senses. And it's a psychologically supported method of grounding yourself during a panic attack. Like that you think, I can't remember what order she does them in, but go through like what's 5 things that you can see, what's 4 things that you can touch, what's 3 things that you can smell, what's 2 things that you can hear, and what's 1 thing that you can taste. And then once you've gone through all those steps, that typically that it grounds you and like puts you back in your body, so that you're not like losing your mind over all your worries about things that are out of your control. It really like reminds you, hey, I've got a world around me that can be my primary focus right now. So it is a beautiful book with a great series of tools. And she's like, I think her C-section's tomorrow.
It is.
Oh my God. And she's gonna be a mommy, you guys. Can't wait to squish that baby. So, which I can say that because she and I are personal friends. So, don't go squishing babies unless you have express permission, like actual consent. Anyway, so we're all super excited about Primrose, and so that was the day that I was part of the Primrose, the fairy photo shoot, and then so Luna Zone is the photographers who did the photo shoot, and so they also very kindly offered to get individual photos of all the folks who were there, which is really cool. And then they gave me permission to use it for my album.
I'm excited to meet Poppy.
Yes, and Poppy the Fairy is so. We have the Carolina Renaissance Festival opening in 3 short weeks. Can you believe it?
What?
It's crazy. So, that's how you know it's the end of summer. It's because it's time for the Carolina Renaissance Festival. So we open first weekend in October 5th, I think. And so since Primrose is going to have a 2-week-old baby at the time, then her very dear friend and Saffron's sister is going to join Saffron the singing fairy. And so Poppy the fairy is also a bubble magic fairy who is going to be out in the lanes and in the fairy shop at the Carolina Renaissance Festival for 8 beautiful weekends. So,
and I've never gotten to meet Poppy before. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I have not gotten to meet Poppy the fairy.
I love Saffron. Hey.
Yeah, we love Saffron, and she's super fun to sing with. Okay, so oh my gosh, Kara's asking me the important questions. What flavor of sourdough bread would you like this year? What are the options? If you can put probably like Italian seasoning or something.
I was gonna say rosemary, rosemary and garlic,
or oregano. Yeah, oregano sourdough. So,
parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Yeah, just throw them all in there.
Actually, like years ago, I used to make. I called it Scarborough Fair bread because it was a tomato basil base, but then I'd put parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme in it.
That sounds amazing.
It was Panera's recipe, and then
¿Por qué no los? Yeah, heck yeah. Ooh, and now I'm like imagining what are my other favorite breads? The cheesy rolls at Red Lobster. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, if you really, really, really want to get on Prue's side, good side, make them so she can cut them into bread bowls. That is one of Prue's favorite things is a bread bowl.
It's so true. Clam chowder in a bread bowl is my favorite thing in the entire world. It's closely followed by French onion soup or broccoli cheddar cheese in a bread bowl.
Oh my God. I have seen her demolish numerous.
When I go to Panera and I get soup in a bread bowl, usually at some point I'll go get another cup of like soup to pour into my bread bowl because I love it. It makes me so happy. But a sourdough bread bowl is top of the line. Like other bread bowls are okay, but sourdough is the best.
Quad Kevin saying Maryland has amazing bread bowls.
And Maryland, of course, is going to have clam chowder. Okay, I'm going to be in the land of safe fish again. It's been summer in this house, and you're not supposed to like eat raw oysters in months that don't have an R in them. So, and probably with global warming, you shouldn't eat them otherwise anyway. Oh, that sounds amazing. So Kara's saying your options are plain rosemary, rosemary sage, cheddar pumpkin seed,
what?
cranberry pecan, or miscellaneous seeds. Oh, Rainbow Red Bull. Tommy, Rep Tommy
Oh
for the
my
win.
God.
Yeah, whatever you do, just add some rainbow food coloring. And I would love to be surprised. Any of those options sounds beautiful. I think I would probably go like either rosemary, sage, or just the miscellaneous seeds. Honestly, I love some heckin' seeds in bread. Jalapeno cheddar sounds good too, actually. So now you're just making my mouth water.
Just don't get it too spicy for Prue.
Not too spicy. Yeah, like I can handle more spice than I used to, but not as much as this one. But you've got Mexican kids, so
I
Oh, all right. So amazing bread bowls at MDRF. See, this is the hot tea that I need you
Mm.
all to spill about Maryland. With whatever they've got. And and raw oyster. I love raw oysters. Oh my gosh, I really do. Okay, well, we need to start wrapping it up. So TLDR, go buy my new albums. Yeah. On ladyprudence.bandcamp.com. It's a good time right there. And let's see, I guess I can do a banner like music dice and more. I don't have so many dice anymore. I kind of so what really happened with my dice thing is that I lost my masters
Oh no.
like 2 years ago. Almost 2.5 years ago. When I moved from one RV to the other RV, my master set of dice that I had custom made to be my Bardic Inspiration dice, they went missing, and I haven't been able to find them since. And the molds that I currently have, like the last molds that I made from those master dice, you only get so many pores out of them before like the little silicone bits, especially the ones that like define the numbers on the faces. They're teeny tiny little delicate pieces of silicone, so they only last for so many pores. So they're they're just getting kind of old, so I just sort of stopped dice production because I can't make any new. Oh well, and it'd only be like a couple $100 to replace them, but like every once in a while a couple $100 is quite a lot for me. So I got real sad about that, and so I haven't made any dice since. so yeah, I don't really so much do dice anymore, but I've got the other stuff like the beautiful keychains, and I guess I could show off some of my here are the packages that I packed today that are going out for my online orders that you guys were kind enough to place on opening day of my albums. And let's see, I can also over here I've got my bag of goodies. Is anybody surprised that it's a rainbow? All right, so these are my handsome USB drives. So this has 2 keychains on it because this is one of the double feature albums that includes both. And these are laser cut keychains made by Sky Kings. I don't know if his real name's out there or anything, but Widget and Gizmos. He's the Sky Kings Falconer at Carolina and Sherwood and a few other festivals, New York Renaissance Fair. And so he made these beautiful keychains to be my markers for the USB drives that contain my albums, because I'm not making actual CDs until someone can convince me it's worth it. So yeah, but like got the sack of keychains that Tommy made for me, and a bunch of USBs that are all burned and ready to go. So yeah, shut up and give me your money. So I can make more music and travel to more places and make sure that people get their emotional support card. So that's about it. And and if you see Ren Mom on the channel, she works with the Sky Kings at the Carolina Renaissance Festival, and yeah, we're having a good time over here. Oysters and yeah, my rainbow bag produced Nutmeg's shocked face. All right, so it's about time to say goodbye. So excuse me. I'm gonna drink some more of my drink, and I'm gonna make my friend here, the fairy, or Sirena, turn on. I almost did it, but I caught myself. I'm gonna make her turn on more bones, and we're gonna eat some key lime pie. and I'm gonna burn some more albums so I can sell some more albums, y'all.
Buy an album.
Is Ren Mom the Blonde Lady? I guess she actually works at the Fairhaven Theater stage more than she works specifically with the Sky Kings.
Yeah.
So okay,
No, she is not blonde.
No, she's not at all blonde. Anyway, but come out to the fairs, and I'll be at Maryland for 2 weekends, and then Carolina Renaissance Festival for 8 weekends, and we're gonna have so much fun. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, y'all. I hope you had a good time. We really, the fun never stops with us. So wish us luck in DC. If you have any ideas for things that we should do while we're there, or things that I should do at the Maryland Renaissance Festival, because it's gonna be my first time there. And yeah, shoot me a line. And otherwise, we who work in the service of the Queen, we learned long ago that we do not say goodbye. Goodbye is too final. Instead, we say, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.